So when you made this decision, you knew who your opponent, at least one of your opponents, would be. Had you done any polling or surveying to develop your strategy to win? Maybe you knew who you had to have in the runoff to have the best chance to win. When did this develop? How did this develop?
Well, I didn't do any polling to help me decide that I was going to run. By that time, I had an 8-year history in the legislature, and I was going to be tied to it for better or for worse. I knew enough about myself that I thought the people of Louisiana, or not everybody obviously, but a sizable percentage would appreciate the fact, for example, that I had been educated at West Point, that I spent 8 years in the United States Army, that I got out of the LSU Law School and clerked at the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeal, or different things in my background. I believed that I was the type of Louisiana Democrat that had been elected fairly routinely in Louisiana in statewide elections until fairly recently. And so I decided I was going to run, not based on any polls that showed that I could win, but based upon my belief that I could win, and that everybody likes to say that Louisiana is this deep red state. I don't see it that way. There is still a registration advantage for Democrats over Republicans that is fairly sizable. What you've got is an awful lot of independent voters who don't register with one party or another, and the trend among the no party voters, because we don't really register as independent, has been to vote Republican more often than not. But that is particularly true in a federal election for president, for United States Senator, for Congress, than it is for a state election. And so I just always believed that I would have a real opportunity to win. And that was really irrespective of who else ran for governor. We all believed, for example, that Senator Vitter would run, but for him to do that, he was going to, he was a sitting United States Senator, and I wasn't certain that he would at the time that I announced, but I knew that Jay Darden was going to run because he and I had had conversations. We were friends before, during, and after the election. And by the way, Scott Angel, same way. He and I had a lot of conversations, so I knew that he would run. I really didn't know for a fact that Senator Vitter would run until well after I had announced I was going to run.